It's approaching the supreme moment. Reality striking closer than it seems, don't it? Go ahead.
What's good? I finally decided to use one of the Tanabata exchangeable items to get the last remaining dupe for the giant APE TURLES so I can actually rainbow this guy. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm taking my sweet time with this because it's still got 22 days left until the deadline to use up all the items for the SSRs. I figured it's probably better just to kind of think things carefully and plan out what to use it on. I've got a couple in mind of what I'm going to end up using it on. Just like I said, taking my time with the selection process and make sure I don't end up rainbowing somebody and then end up pulling a dupe for it on a banner or something. You know what I mean? So this one I do not have any regrets. I've wanted to max this guy out for quite some time. Very good unit on the movie boss category team, and he's also pretty good on pure Saiyans as well as the Giants category. The Giants category is not as not used as much, but as all of you guys know, I use this guy pretty heavily on the movie boss team. Great unit for it, links up very well with the other Turles units. So glad to have this guy rainbow status. So let's go ahead and check out the stats a little bit, and I'll cover what the skill sets are for this guy. So he does have the leader skill for all types, +2 key, HP, attack, and defense, 30%. Pretty much irrelevant there, but super attack does cause supreme damage as well as the medium chance to stun the enemy. So whenever you're seeing the damage output, just keep in mind it's supreme damage, not immense. Passive skill is +3 key and attack 90% increase when key is 9 or more, and also the rare chance to turn into the giant ape up to 2 times. So the nice feature with that is with the you only have to have a key meter of 9 or more in order to pretty much guarantee a super attack. So pretty convenient with this guy, and it helps out the overall flow of the team gameplay a little bit. Link skills, he's got the Destroyer of the Universe, that's 25% increase to attack, prepare for battle, +2 key, thirst for conquest, 15% increase to attack. Big bad bosses, attack and defense, 25% increase when HP is 80% or below. Transform will add +2 key, Saiyan Roar will add 25% to attack, and fierce battles, 15% increase to attack. So this guy falls into a lot of categories, 4 of them to be exact. Low class warrior, giant form, movie bosses, and pure Saiyans. Like I said, I pretty much run this guy on a movie boss team, and he does extremely well. So as you saw, maxed out, HP is at 14,448, attack is 12,727, defense is 9,977, 12 key multiplier is 140%. And once he turns into the giant ape form, attack is pretty much the base is 400,000 with the max at 450,000. Unfortunately, the potential system doesn't apply when he's in the giant form, but hopefully they make revisions to that later down the road where it does. Like I said, and you've seen it recently with the Super Battle Road video. This guy is very nice, hits pretty decent. The medium chance to stun the enemy is also a nice feature, so that's kind of why I went with level 14 for additional attack and level 12 for criticals. Just the overall balance for this guy, and it's a pretty good setup. Again, his best linking buddy is pretty much the Turles unit within this category. Other units he can link up pretty well with, especially big bad bosses. That's 25% to attack and defense, and then Thirst for Conquest applies 15% to attack, and then Fierce Battles another 15% increase to attack. So overall pretty good, but he's also versatile enough to be on the Pure Saiyans team where he can link up with other giant ape units to get that Saiyan Roar 25% increase to attack, and then a couple of them do have the Destroyer of the Universe. That's another 25% increase to attack. If I check here, the units that do fall into that one is, let's see, honestly it's pretty limited from what I saw. Basically the Turles units, and then the subordinates kind of thing. So that one is limited. However, the Saiyan Roar link skill is a pretty good one, and there's a decent amount of units that fall into that. I mean, the Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, full power Super Saiyan 4 Goku, the other Super Saiyan 4 Goku as well. And you're looking at all the other giant ape forms that are within this. So pretty decent setup for a pure Saiyan setup. So not bad. Thirst for Conquest. I mean, that and big bad bosses go pretty much hand in hand. A lot of the extreme type units have both of those link skills, so that's a pretty good boost toward the overall unit. I mean, that's 15% plus 25%, and that defense of 25% will also help. The only restriction with big bad bosses is the HP has to be below 80%. By the way, congratulations to France for winning the World Cup. That's, I guess, the second time they won it since 1998. I remember that very clearly because that was the first World Cup that Japan actually qualified for the World Cup. So, a long time ago. But yeah, I know, I don't know if anybody from France is currently watching this video, but I'm sure you guys are having a good time right now, and the whole entire nation is going crazy right now. So congratulations. I'm going to be honest, I was rooting for Croatia to win, just because I love some of the players on there, and I don't know, I just like the play style that they had. But France definitely had talent, and it's a young team, so definitely both teams definitely do have a bright future. I'll just close it out by saying I was actually for the longest time, like months ago, I was projecting Belgium to actually take it. So they ended up being third, so that's a good finish for them too. Alright, so back to the Turles unit. Like I said, this guy is very nice, very helpful on Super Battle Road. So, if you're lacking the Super Android 17 lead and you happen to have a decent amount of units within the category, you could certainly opt to go that method. I ran through it the other day and ran through it pretty efficiently. It wasn't easy. I mean, it was relatively easy, but it wasn't easy, you know what I mean? So, but it works out pretty well. And the good thing about having this category set up is Turles, the other Turles that you see right now, is also one of the best units in my opinion in the game. Once he transforms, his passive skill has the ability to reduce the super type enemy's defense by 80%. I mean, that is a substantial reduction, you know what I mean? So yeah, definitely helps the Giant Ape version maximize damage output and run the team smoothly. Even when he's not transformed, I mean, he has that 40% increased attack for all allies plus key boost. So overall good unit, and whenever they're linked up together, they're pretty much causing havoc. Like I said, I did give this guy level 14 for additional attack just because of the SA with the medium chance to stun the enemy. So in order to maximize that, I gave him a little bit more levels toward additional attack, and works out pretty well. And the critical level's at 12, so he definitely does activate the criticals, just enough to where it's satisfactory in a way. It's crazy how when this category was first introduced with the rollout of the Turles unit, it really did quickly become one of my favorite categories in the game. It really did. It's a fun team to run. It really is, and yeah, it's a lot of fun. That's all I can say. And there's quite a bit of units on here that you can diversify what kind of team you want to run. It's a really interesting team. And I've got plenty of units that I could have included instead, but for these showcase types videos, it's more or less to give the limelight to the showcase units. So it's a matter of bringing in units that link well with the unit, or provide that passive support also. So that's really why the team's set up this way. Given that I certainly run this actual team in regular events, I do switch it around here and there, but overall this team is pretty good. That's probably the bottom line. And there are a lot of units that could be included on here that I omitted out, but like I said, for this video, it's more or less for the Turles unit to be showcased. All right, let's see how this Dokkan mode is against the Vegeta unit. And Turles did transform, so you are looking at an 80% drop to Vegito's defense. So it should be a pretty decent output here. Yeah, so right around 3 million, 2.9 million. Roughly estimated, so definitely a decent output. I mean, given it is a Dokkan mode, but it's nice to see a unit with supreme damage output be able to hit like that. The other thing, it's one of the units that I really do want to rainbow is the Turles unit. That's probably one of the units I really want to rainbow, and whenever there's a banner that comes up where he's one of the featured units, I might actually go pretty heavy on that one because, yeah, I like that unit a lot, and I would love to get some dude pass unlocked. Currently, my guy doesn't have any dude pass unlocked, so, you're just looking at that increase of 2,000 in the potential system, but, once he gets that, the levels toward additional attack and criticals, like that guy is going to be an absolute monster. I mean, his output definitely averages, over 1 million. Now, given depending on the enemy, it could be less, or more. But in terms of pure potential, yeah, I mean, he's consistently over 1 million. So that should, give you an idea of what this guy's potential is at 100%. All right, so this is pretty much the showcase of the Giant Ape Turles at 100% potential rainbow status. So, hopefully you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.